Many thanks for rejoining us again on the program. Good morning, Abuja showing only on the Unity Station NTA Channel 5. And thank you so much, Shemai, for that wonderful report you put together. Mental disorder. It is a problem that we need to address it. If not, the repercussion can be only be imagined. Now, every 10th of October, every year is marked as World Mental Health Day. And in trying to support and give our solidarity with people that have this disorder, we decided to put up this discussion at this time. And we have a founder president, Mandate Health Initiative, in person of Ame Zion, to talk to us about mental health disorder. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're
welcome, Mr. Zion. Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to be here.
So today we are marking the whole world. We join the whole world to mark World Mental Health Day. Now, before we even talk about the program lineup, give us a drive into what mental health issue is all about.
Okay, thank you very much. I must strongly commend NTA Channel 5 for putting this program because one of the things we try to push and drive on global days like these, World Mental Health Day, is to ensure that awareness, sensitization, is strongly driven to the roots. I want to say just directly that when we talk about the subject matter of mental health, is just like the theme of this year. Mental health is a universal, a human right. It's something that everybody should have rights to lead and enjoy his mental well-being. But then, when you look at it again from the flip side, if you just mention mental health in a public, in family meetings, in some settings, in some worship centers, people tend to agitate. People tend to like want to excuse you of that conversation. Why? And this is because there is no knowledge, there's no understanding of what exactly this mental health is about. And I'm very happy that this program is being put up where we can shed some light and try to have Nigerians understand what exactly it is. And I'm very happy to be here to do that. So, firstly, I would like to say that when you hear the word mental health, it's a part of your overall health. You can't excuse your overall health taking out the mental health component of your health. Right. So in other words, when we talk about health in totality, it encompasses your physical, it encompasses, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual being. So it's such a very unique component of health that we will need to realize its importance and hence prioritize it the same way. So I would like to just quickly just define, giving a simple definition that is popularly being driven by WHO, which is an authority in the health sector globally. So, they told us that simply mental health is where you can say it's the state of an individual where he or she is able to at the point of his well-being, realize his potentials or ability and is able to cope with stress. And that individual is able to be productive, to be fruitful, and can contribute to his community. So, in the totality of these four elements, you will find that you can quickly just say this fellow is mentally healthy, where the individual, as a Nigerian, is able to realize his potential, is able to discover his ability, whether you are a market woman, whether you're a housewife, whether you're a student, whether you're a lecturer, whether you are a broadcaster, a journalist. Understanding your ability and finding your potentials, okay, rediscovering yourself is the cradle, is the first point of call to you leading a mentally healthy life. And then again, having understood yourself, your ability to come up with coping mechanisms that you will use to curtail or help manage the daily stress that you will have to face is another level again of this mental health. Then we can now begin to talk about you being productive because until you're able to find yourself, rediscover yourself, and able to come up with your coping mechanisms, we can't be talking about productivity. That will be in view if you haven't found this too. So, in other words, if you are not mentally healthy, you can't be productive. Smart. I can tell you, it doesn't matter how much result you see yourself having, right? You could be underperforming, you could be underutilizing your skills, your person, right? Because you haven't found yourself. That you can make a profit of $100,000, it's not that doesn't mean that you have found it, because you don't know that in you is the potential to even make hundreds of that, so it's very important that we see results, or that we see that we're productive, does not just excuse us, looking inwards to reevaluate our mental well-being, because you can be better than what you are right now.
Okay. Earlier on when you were speaking, you talked about the fact that if somebody's mentally challenged, if somebody's mental health is not at par, he cannot function productively in the society. Recently, it seems like a lot of Nigerians are challenged mentally. I'd like to share a small story with you. I shared a text with somebody some days ago, and in the car, he was talking to himself. He was doing like he would laugh. He got the rest of us worried. Like,
At that point,
is he okay? You understand?
Yeah.
Now, I'm coming down to the stigma part. Why is mental health considered an issue enough for people that are victims of this illness to be so stigmatized?
Yeah, thank you very much. So let me start by saying you're very correct that a lot of Nigerians, are coming down with some a spectrum of mental illnesses or mental health conditions. This is because if you look at the environmental factors, if you look at the developmental factors, if you look at some of the predisposing risk factors, for mental health, you will see that there's a lot that Nigerians are having to battle with. You take it from the socioeconomic part, you take it from the part that the cost of living is high and unbearable. I mean, people can pay their bills, people can pay their light bills, their energy bills. People can, I mean, this morning I was hearing that bread is also going to increase, right? Bread is just something that everybody should be able to afford to just have some. So if all of these are happening and there are no corresponding measures, from the government and from the private stakeholders to be able to cushion the impact and the effect of this, you can't excuse Nigerians from coming down with mental health conditions. You can't. Why? Because these risk factors are all out there, and because this particular population of Nigerians are unable to bear it, are unable to manage it. It's so pushed hard on Nigerians that they are unable to find themselves and manage those coping mechanisms to move on. I can tell you that yes, a lot of Nigerians are moving on, but they are not moving on well. I can guarantee you. Just like I said earlier, you can't be making profit and take yes, you're doing well, but you should have been making much more profit than that. So Nigerians are moving, but they're not moving well. Nigerians are going, but they're not going very well, and they can go better. And that's why I like to say that. Looking at the issue of the stigma, of course, yes, we are beginning to have policies, national strategic framework for even suicide prevention, for national mental health policies that is helping to guide the operationalization of the National Mental Health 2021 Act that was signed by the immediate past president. Now, all of these are coming in place. However, there is much more that is needed to be done to look at squarely all of these risk factors that are glaringly impacting on Nigerians. If at all, we must have a leadway. Again, you witness a huge stigma, not only from family, not only from the society, but at this level now, we are beginning to see institutionalized stigma, where people are even being stigmatized at their place of work, where people are being stigmatized and discriminated to enjoy the common thing that they should be able to enjoy, but they're disenfranchised from even roles and responsibilities that they should enjoy, right? So all of these are beginning to happen now. This is again coming because the act is yet to begin to enjoy full implementation at the state levels and also at the national level. Because when this is begin to be fully implemented, you begin to see the human right component of these individuals who have come down with this condition. That look, they have rights, like they have rights, to live. They have right to quality of life. They have right to association. They have rights to enjoy life. So we are hoping that all of these policies that are being put together by the Federal Ministry of Health and our stakeholders, they will help, to drive the operationalization of these policies and legislation that we thankfully have now. And I'm sure that will also increase the awareness level and then cushion the issue of the stigma that we experience in Nigeria.
Yes, there's so much to speak on when we talk about mental health. Unfortunately, we are running out of time on the program. Yes, we would just want to know what you have lined up for this.
All right, thank you very much for that. So we are collaborating with the Federal Ministry of Health, ministerial press briefing, where we will be looking at a lot of issues, around mental health in Nigeria, ranging from the reforms, the policies, the legislations, the implementation, the care, the basic care provision fund. Where does mental health fall into? The integration of mental health into the universal health coverage. A lot of conversations are going to be happening, right? There's going to be a road walk. There's going to be mental health outreach where people and Nigerians can have access to free mental health care. So these are a lot of things that will be happening, and it's going to be very awesome.
Yes, it's a packed week, and we do hope to be part of all of this that you've lined up for the commemoration of the Mental Health Week. Deborah?
Yes.
So at this point, I want to say a very big thank you for coming on our program this morning
and
sharing this wonderful information with us. We do really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Always my pleasure. And thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we should repeat everything?
No. Okay. So at this point, I want to say a very big thank you for coming on our program this morning and sharing this wonderful information with us, because like we discussed together, there is no better time to talk about our mental health than now. Right. And this opportunity has been availed for some of us, for everyone who is listening right now, and because the mental health is very, very important to all of us. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Ame, and I do look forward to gracing some of those events.
We'll be happy to have you.
So that we can continue to have this conversation and bring respite to those who are victims of some of these harrowing conditions, especially as regards to mental health. And do make an effort to at least check your mental health, regulate your mental health. Try to see that no matter how terrible the times seem, you are still sane. It's very important. So thank you for coming.
Self-care is very important.
Yes, self-care is very important. That is it. So we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, the program Good Morning Abuja continues.